Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your August Soulmate Session. I am Marlo. If you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not, or whatever. Okay, that's too many cards. And of course, if you resonate with this here message, be sure to tickle my like button because she's kinky and she's into that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's still way too many cards, but just waiting for my guides. Okay, this I'm just trying to get. Okay, here and here. All right, here and here and here and here. All right. I just need two more cards. So, if you are not familiar with this reading, which, maybe you should be, we just started them again last month. We're going to be looking at you, Capricorn, here. And first card out we have is the Five of Coins in the reverse. Then we're looking at your person, the energy between the two of you, and outcome as well as your advice. And I feel like I'm going to take both of these for your advice. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, jumping into this ditty, we have the Five of Coins in the reverse representing my wonderful, amazing fellow Earth sign Capricornians and whatnot all the time. So this is more or less speaking to coming out of a time. Okay, I need to adjust my microphone because what is really happening in America. But anywho, but you guys are coming out of a time to where there was, oh God, okay, what my guys just said was really interesting. And I feel like I need to incorporate this into my vocabulary. But they said financial squalor. I know what squalor is. I know what finances are, but I would have never thought to put financial and squalor together. But that is what my guides just said. So shout out to them. But it's more or less things shifting around for you guys. So you guys are in a place where you've been in a dark time. Your money has kind of been funny. So for some of you guys, this could literally be like a new job that's coming in for you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys kind of bouncing back from like a little trial challenging time and what's not or whatever. But in the bigger scheme of things, things are on the up and up because hope is restored for my Capricorns. If we were to put this specifically into the context of this here connection, relationship, situationship, whatever it is that we're talking about, child, you know what I'm saying? If we were to put it in that context, then what it is that we're speaking to for my wonderful Capricorns is more or less what could have been inhibiting your relationship in some form or fashion, or preventing you guys from wanting to really like connect or what have you. Finances could have been a huge hurdle in reference to this particular partnership. Right now, for your person is in the energy of the Emperor in reverse. Now, the first energy that came to me, I'm trying to say two different things at one time. It's Aries energy. But the first thing that came to me is more or less a person who's feeling disempowered. You know what I'm saying? But this is interesting because I'm getting a couple of messages with this. So there's one scenario that I'm seeing here where it's very similar, ironically, to Virgo that I did before you guys, where there's one person here that's like on the upswing. So I'm seeing it more or less that Capricorn and Capricorn's person was kind of in the same energy where you both were like, in a disempowered place. But for Capricorns, things have started to switch. But for your person in particular, they're still in a disempowered energy, right? They're feeling, I don't want to necessarily say just like negative per se. It's like, I just want to stick with disempowered. It's like they're just feeling like, stuff is not working out for me. But I feel for Capricorns, it's like things are starting to work out for you. For them, this is more of like, a mindset energy type of thing. For you guys, this is legit like in 3D real life type of deal. I'm not really so much getting the vibes of the egoism, but that's also possible. And that would be kind of bleeding into a second energy, meaning in the sense that, like, if there was like jealousy that would start to manifest. You feel what I'm saying? Because things are starting to look up for you guys. So, for that particular reason, I do want to clarify this. Do I want to clarify with this deck or do I want to clarify with another deck? I think I want to clarify with another deck. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. What is this Emperor in the reverse about for Capricorn's person? What is the Emperor in the reverse about for Capricorn's person? Oh, that's two cards, child. What am I looking at here? So sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. All right, let's see. The heart signifies great joy when near. The clover leaf is a bearer of good tidings. But if near clouds, we don't have clouds anywhere near. It denotes, okay, da da da. These cards are different, y'all. I just got to read through it to make sure that it doesn't resonate. Does not like that. Okay. Okay, good. So we're just going with the first interpretation. So the clover leaf is a bearer of good tidings. So the heart signifies joy when near, meaning near to whatever cards it's clarifying. And the clover leaf is the bearer of good tidings. So that makes me feel better. So your person is not a narcissist. Hallelujah. So your person is just feeling kind of disempowered. Now, this is interesting because seeing it this way, it's kind of bringing this scenario in where, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, but what it is that's kind of making itself most prominent to me is like a couple on the struggle bus. You know what I'm saying? Whether y'all got kids or you don't, it's more or less like, I mean, I don't know if, both of you guys lost your job, Capricorn lost their job, or just your person lost their job or whatever. I feel with Capricorn, it could have been a job loss, a layoff, or, you just being underpaid, or you could have been the only person that was working. But that's the energy I was feeling of you guys kind of being on the same page. But it's like things are starting to look up for you specifically. But I feel like your person is still kind of stuck in that mindset of like that whole disempowered thing, right? So the whole thing I'm seeing with this is there's more or less that, and I don't want to put pressure on y'all either, but what I'm seeing with this is things looking up for Capricorn. It's like by default, it kind of bleeds over to your person that would kind of bring them out of this energy, because I feel it's kind of like you guys getting stuck like in this vortex of like poverty. And I mean, even if it's not a financial thing, it could be like a self-concept kind of thing, like I'm feeling with your person, you know what I mean? But it's almost like not you guys being the bigger person, but it's more or less like you guys being caught up in the system of like lower vibrational energy, if that's making sense, whether it's like, fears about money, scarcity mindset, what have you, or it's just like, both of you were like self-loathers and we're just like, oh my gosh, we're self-victimizing, like everything in life, like we have so much potential, but like, why aren't things working out for me type of deal. But it's like Capricorn is the one that's kind of breaking out of that fold that changes the dynamic, if that's making sense. But with me looking at these clarifiers, that lets me know that your person isn't like, a malignant narcissist or anything like that. They're just feeling down on themselves. And I feel with your person, they just need to see something in 3D that can cause them to be re-inspired. So I feel with stuff working out for you guys, it more or less gives your person hope, if that's making sense. But like I said, I don't want to put pressure on you guys saying like, this person's like codependent, like I can't believe in anything in life unless my Capricorn does it. That's not really the vibe I'm getting. It's just that it's almost like Cap being that trailblazer to restore hope in this particular person, because I have to pay attention to the fact that with this coming out as a major arcana, it's like your person has a great deal of potential. I just feel that they've kind of lost their lost their fire, if that's making sense, or given up on themselves or something like that. But it's something about like, I guess the affinity or the connection that they have with you, you guys kind of stepping out of that fold is what gives them that potential to move forward. Now, the energy between the two of you, that's wonderful. We have the Ace of Swords. So it's like, it's a complete like new mindset. It's like fresh new ideas, like the end of like conflict, rock bottom kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? And being very clear on what's going to happen. Now, where I feel that energy is coming from is much like I was saying before, it's from our Capricorn side, because it's some decision that you guys made in 3D, some step that you guys made to up level yourself in some sense or another. And like I was saying, for your person is still kind of in like a 8 of Swords kind of energy. And my guides just specifically said limiting belief system. So it's like your person has some, and this is so interesting to me, because it's like there's a limiting belief system that your person has about what's possible. It's like it's a desire to be happy, but kind of almost getting beaten down so many times that they've almost kind of lost hope in a sense. And that's making me really think about the sign that I did before you guys. So, I mean, if you have that in your chart, or if your person does, whatever, check that out. Virgo, I did that right before you guys. And with Virgo, it was the same thing. Like with their person, so especially if you have Cap and Virgo in your chart, but it's like with their person, they were in the star in the reverse kind of energy where their person had kind of lost hope. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily saying that the decisions that Capricorn made was necessarily for the benefit of this person, but it's like you guys kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and fighting for it. It benefits your person, and it acts as that Ace of Swords to kind of cut the crap. Because I feel more or less between the two of you, not necessarily there was contention between you guys, but it's almost like a lot of stress. It's a lot of like feeling stuck. It's like desperation that I feel that led up to this point, where it's kind of like, how are we going to make it till next month kind of energy? How are we going to get out of this kind of energy? And it's kind of like sharing stories, like kind of trauma dumping on each other in a sense, where it's just like, you know, how is this going to get better? And it's like stuff like this always happens to me, and stuff like this always happens to me. But Capricorn is acting almost like as the deliverer, because Capricorn is bringing in like that clarity that comes from whatever this level up is for you guys in the 3D sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense, child. Now, the outcome of said situation, child, we got the 7 of Wands in the reverse. What is going on with this situation? You feel what I'm saying? It's more or less, and I'm just going to say it straight, the outcome is more or less like giving up. So here's the thing. What that says to me, Capricorn, is if the perception of Capricorn is like, I'm going to fight to get out of this. Like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up on myself, right? I'm going to find a way where there is no way. And it's like with your person, even though their intentions are good, it's like them potentially not, and I'm not saying that in totality, they're not. Okay, thank you, guides. Hello, hallelujah. All right, so this is a bit of a forewarning, Capricorn. All right. What my guys were just saying is with this particular person, this person has good intentions, right? But they're in a funk, right? Capricorn is in this place where you're like inspired, where it's like, I'm not going to just quit. Like, I refuse to give up. It's like, I'm going to find a way out of this situation. I'm not just going to take this sitting down. It's like, I'm going to fight my way out of this, like in claw, tooth, and nail, right? The thing that I feel Capricorn does not know in reference to your person is why the whole thing I was saying of them needing you to do that. It's like they need an example. You know what I'm saying? Because with them feeling as if the two of you resonate, they feel like both of you are like hypothetically like 5 of coins upright, right? So it's like coming into this particular space and time that we're speaking about, both of you guys were in this situation with the 5 of coins. You were both like out in the cold, you know, in financial squalor, as my guide said, right? So with your person, and it feels almost like an energetic attack on your person, not from you, but I mean, just from like situationally, because I can't overlook the fact that they're showing up as the emperor, even though it's in the reverse. So it's like, this is a person who should be very empowered, like on their square, proverbially speaking, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, they're not seeing themselves as that, because it's like how I speak about the is not is paradigm. It's almost like allowing that is not, that's temporary, to become there is. So it's like they got lost in the sauce of the is not. But it's like Capricorn was like, bump that. It's like, I'm going to find a way out of this, right? So where this becomes a forewarning is that the thing I feel Capricorn does not know, right? You don't know that your person needs that as an example to get them back into their upright position so that they can be empowered. It's like, it's almost like there's a need for hope to be restored for them. So that's why I say you guys are similar to Virgo, but not exactly. Like in transit with Virgo, it's different. Because like with Virgo's person, they were in like feeling kind of hopeless and depressed and things of the sort, but it didn't really, like, it wasn't like a dynamic like this is, right? Because I feel that it's like a coincidence that the two of you were in the same situation, but I don't necessarily feel that it has to do with each other. That's why I say it's kind of something like two people losing their jobs at the same time type of deal, right? But it's almost like Capricorn stepping into their power gives this person the motivation to want to step into theirs, but at the same time saying that's not putting the responsibility on you, like you're responsible for this person. It's just kind of like them being empowered as a byproduct of you standing in your power. You feel what I'm saying? Which is where I would say that, and this is going to sound weird, y'all, but it feels almost to me just with the dynamic of that, and not saying if this is like male or female gender wise, but it's like the Capricorn energy would be more of a masculine energy to me, and your person's energy would be more of a feminine, and that can work either way. So why that would happen that way is because the feminine energy is, you know, by default going to like kind of align with whatever the masculine energy is doing for good or for bad. But I feel like this would be for good. But with the outcome being the Seven of Wands in the reverse, it's more or less like Cap's kind of giving up too quickly, like quitting before the miracle type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Caps have this, you know, restored, renewed kind of vibe of what it is that's next for them. So it's like, you know, they're clawing tooth and nail to get out of the gutter. But, you know, Cap turns around and sees their person is still in the gutter. And it's like, nah, like I'm out of this hole. I don't have time for this. Now, here's the thing that I can say. I can't tell you that you shouldn't feel that way. That was the same vibe with Virgo. I cannot tell you that you should not feel that way because you have every right to feel that way. If you feel like you fought your way out of it and you see your person is still at the bottom of, you know, the gutter and they're just laying there, it's like it's not necessarily a responsibility to have to help that person up. But what it is that I'm seeing with the clarifiers is that it's the potential that your person is going to get up. I just feel that it may not be happening in the time frame that you allotted for them to get up. You feel what I'm saying? But again, like I said, we all have free will, y'all. I can't tell you that you can't, you know, I mean, that you have to do anything. It's just the fact that I feel it's like Capricorn's kind of going into like a self-protective type of energy where you've gotten this clarity. And because you have this clarity and you have this positive motivation, it's like you don't want like adversarial in the sense of like negative energy to kind of rob you of what it is, like the clarity you've been fighting to get. It's you not wanting that to kind of taint where it is that you're going. So if I just look at these cards for my Caps, it's more or less that you guys are leveling up, you're getting more money, things are working out for you, but it's more or less like a desire to want to cut it off because, mind you, these are clarifiers, right? So I pulled clarifiers, which I usually don't even be doing in these, child, is to get to which interpretation of the Emperor and the reverse are we looking at? Are we looking at the egoic narcissistic person, or are we looking at a person who is just feeling disempowered and down on themselves, right? And beating themselves up type of deal, right? Now, with these clarifiers, this is me revealing to you something that you may not see, because what it looks like is how my Caps would be looking at this person is if they're like negative Nancy, you know, like low vibe energy, whatever, right? And it's like their low vibe energy with this Seven of Wands and your outcome in the reverse is making you feel kind of weighed down. It's like feeling overwhelmed by this and feeling that now with this new hope that you guys found, or this new opportunity that you have, that the negativity that this person has with them or them feeling low about themselves can affect you. So just with these three, it's wanting to cut that off. It's like, I'm leveling up. I want to cut off anything that's lower vibrational because it's bringing me down. You feel what I'm saying? But more or less, what the insight it is that I would tell you is going back to these clarifier cards. It's like there isn't any malicious intention from your person. Your person just needs to see, that as an example to motivate them. But if you kind of quit before the miracle, if that makes sense, it's like you'd be cutting this off prematurely. But at the same time, I can't tell you what you should or should not do. You feel what I'm saying? So, anywho, what's your advice? We have the 10 of Cups and we have, oh my gosh, the 10 of Swords in the reverse. That is like the most perfect thing in America for me to see in the freaking advice, being that we have the Ace of Swords and the energy between the two of you. You feel what I'm saying? Because with the 10 of Swords in the reverse, we're talking about like a recovery, a new start. It's like, if forgiveness is necessary, I mean, it means forgiveness too. You feel what I'm saying? But in the most part, I'm seeing this as like a restoration in so many words. So it's like, it's a fresh start. It's a clean slate. So that goes back to the thing that I was saying. It's like you guys have this new truth with this Ace of Swords between the two of you, right? Even though your person is on the darker side of the sword because they, feeling a way about themselves and whatnot or whatever. But it's more or less about Capricorn being that trailblazer for your person or that example. But I have to caveat that with a disclaimer of saying that that's not your responsibility. This is just a byproduct. So it's not saying like, oh, you need to level up and do this stuff so your person can be motivated. It's a byproduct of that, because if you guys are in a connection, you're a part of the same system, right? And one facet of the system is always going to affect the other, right? Now, of course, with this 10 of Cups being here, we're of course talking about, love and support and fulfillment and like all our dreams coming true and things of the sort. So in the advice position, this is more or less saying it's a need to be cognizant that the two of you were in a cycle, right? That cycle is now over. It's now time for you guys to recover from this and have an entirely new beginning, right? And it's more or less needing to tap back into the love that you really have for this person. So this is hella similar to Virgo, right? Because it's like, I feel like if you guys were really honest with yourself, you know that you love this person. You feel, I don't necessarily want to say like you feel like they're your end all be all necessarily, but it's like you really feel like this is your person in some sense or another. It's just, I feel that you guys ended up in a bad time. And, I don't know what your person's zodiac sign is, but it's like one thing I do know about Capricorns is you guys are hella persistent. Like it does not matter like what, like you guys could lose everything and y'all still gonna rebuild everything from the ground up, right? But with this particular person, and this is interesting what my guides are showing me, this is so weird. I like getting in people's business like this. What my guides are showing me about your person in particular, not saying that they're necessarily spoiled per se, but it's like your person may not have ever been in a position to where they had to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Where like they built their life up from nothingness. It's like I feel your person in particular kind of had a hand up in life, not saying that they're like a trust fund baby or anything, but it's like, they had kind of like a head start in life, whether that's they come from an upper middle class family or like, this person has a college degree and you have a trade, like whatever the case. I feel like there's some sense of this person having some type of like advantage as opposed to the type of life that Capricorn had. So when you kind of, get into your 5 of Coins energy, when you fall into financial squalor, as my guide said, it's like that's something that Cap is familiar with. And even though you may be down for a little bit, you're still going to fight your way out of it. I feel more or less for this person, that's like they've never been in a situation like that. So for them, it's like a little harder because it's like they can't really comprehend hitting rock bottom, which is what the 10 of Swords upright would be talking about. So it's like both of you ending up in the same situation of hitting rock bottom, but because Cap has that fighter in them, right? You fight your way out of it. But this person is kind of, straggling behind because they've never really had to fight out of something before. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less needing to see, like I said, with these clarifiers, like the heart of the matter. It's like being able to see deeper into the situation and not necessarily just writing it off as like dead weight. Cause that's kind of what I like. I'm sorry, Cap, but that's legit what it looks like. It's almost like Caps are wanting to just like cut this person off because it's like, oh no, you dead weight. Like you making me feel way down. You just so damn negative. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they just need to see you, make the best out of a bad situation so they can do it too. But I don't even think that they're aware of that. They're not even aware that you would be an inspiration to them, like a muse, if you will, right? But I feel in totality, the thing that the advice is saying is to be conscious and aware that this is a temporary cycle that you guys were going through. It was a lesson for you and it was a lesson for your person, but it's two different lessons that you guys are learning. But what's imperative to come back to, right, is like the love that you have for this person or the love that they have for you, right? But then at the same time, we can look at it with you being honest with yourself of, is this really what's making you happy, right? Because it's like I say all of that, why I keep saying, like, stressing the fact of like, it's not your responsibility, because at the end of the day, what's important is what makes you happy. And if you feel that this person isn't your end all be all, you don't feel this is your soulmate, whatever, you don't feel that you and this person are really supposed to be together, you don't feel that this is like, your person, or you don't feel the push or the wherewithal to like, fight through this or be understanding or whatever. If you legit feel, like I said, with these three cards, that this person is too negative, right? And things are going good for you and you want to cut them off because you don't want them to bring you down. It's like that would be what your ultimate happiness is with the 10 of Cups. You know what I'm saying? So this would more or less just be about, cutting ties, starting fresh, moving forward into what it is that's more reflective of what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because this is reminding me of so much stuff, dude. It's almost like, how they say like misery loves company. It's like, I don't know why I'm getting this whole like vibe of like addiction, right? So it's kind of like if you had two people who were addicts and they were dating as addicts, right? And then one person decides to get sober and clean their life up, but this person is like still using. It's like that would be like the situation where I would understand, like, okay, there's clarity here. We're on two different pages. We don't want the same thing, right? Because I want to be sober. You don't, right? It's like you're still disempowering yourself, even though, yeah, this person loves you and all, but it's like you're still enthralled in your addiction. And it's like, I can't be a part of that because you're putting my sobriety in jeopardy with me fraternizing with you. So the thing that the 10 of Cups will represent is the love that you have for yourself and your desire to level up. So you'd want to cut that off, you know what I'm saying? So that you can maintain your sobriety or your recovery, if you will, and you start a new path that's reflective of the self-love that you have for yourself. So that's another way that I could see this playing out. So it really depends on where it is that you are, Cap, as far as with this person or with this particular partnership, like how it is that how it is that you see this, with this person, you know what I'm saying? Child, this is interesting. So we're gonna do our pick a card. And I feel like I shouldn't even use these because y'all already saw them already. But I'm gonna tell you what they are. It's separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future, and acts, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. And that's how it is, dude. Like for that scenario I was just speaking about with this Ace of Swords, like this energy would legit reflect this to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like cutting this person off because you feel like they're toxic to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna set this to the side, y'all. Because I mean, this could go a couple of ways, Capricorn. So we're gonna do our little pick a card. If that resonates with you, regardless of what side that you're on, if you resonate with that thing of where you feel like the person that you're with is absolutely like toxic, and that's why I use like that addiction scenario, because I'm not saying like something petty like the person is like doing stuff, but it's just like, they still are like, oh, I just still feel really bad. I've been going on interviews, still haven't gotten a job yet. And you're just like, you're so toxic. And you like cut the person off. Like, that's one side of this. But it's like where it's something where this person is detrimental to like your health and your happiness is like where I feel that those cards will resonate. So I'm going to pick 4 cards to be little, extreme clarifiers to see where it is that you guys fit into this. So this is 1. This is 2. Okay, that's 3. And this is 4. So if you pick group 1, we have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissistic, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. Child love. That still goes into that whole little situation that I was talking about. So the whole thing is here, Caps, if you guys feel like this whole relationship, like you're carrying it on your shoulders and this person is doing absolutely nothing, right? That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because that puts us into that interpretation of the emperor in the reverse, where this person cares about themselves more than they care about you or their own self-loathing and victimhood. You feel what I'm saying? Now, number 2, we have passion. It says insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. I feel for my group 2 people, that's more or less where you guys would want to get back to, because I feel like this situation you guys have been in has been trying on the both of you, and that kind of teeters on these clarifiers we have for your person, right? It's the fact that this person does love you. They do care about you just as much as you care about them, but it was just a temporary trial that you guys went through. So if your person is kind of like a little like slow to bounce back, it's like, don't hold it against them. Just remember how much it is that you love them and how much it is that you guys talked about how great things would be when this little storm was over. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you pick group 3, ooh, child, I might be psychic. We have addiction. It says codependent, obsessive, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. So that last scenario I gave with addiction, you guys, that's dead ass. You know what I'm saying? That's like a real life hypothetical on some stuff, because this would be how that person is completely disempowered. You know what I'm saying? And that codependency would be what it is that my caps would be cutting off, because it's not wanting to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, that cycle, right? Because you trying to maintain your sobriety. You feel what I'm saying? And if you pick number 4, we have the snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder. The other woman, child. Now that's interesting. Because here's the thing. Now, I feel something entirely different with this one. Not necessarily saying that this would actually be happening, but I feel your person could be thinking this. So it's like, and it's kind of like, dude, it's like Virgo's reading in the reverse, right? Where it's like, if caps are leveling up, you get this job, you're making money, things are doing great, you start working out, you start eating right. You know what I'm saying? You start changing things about yourself. I feel with your person being in so much of a disempowered state, it's like almost as if like them, like I said, that jealousy kind of energy, it's almost them being afraid that you're doing that not just for yourself or just because you're feeling inspired and empowered. It's almost like them fearing that you're with someone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with the 7 of Wands in the reverse, how like, Cap could be feeling oppressed by, this person's behavior. You know what I'm saying? But then your person could feel like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like there's all of this stuff that's going on behind my back that I don't know about, and Cap is keeping secrets and da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And with this 10 of Cups and this 10 of Swords, it's more or less, yeah, I love this person, but like this is over. Like, and them kind of going even more deeper into like the dumps. And that comes more back to me from a communication standpoint, because I feel like whenever the Ace of Swords is coming up in the energy between the two of you, there's a need for a conversation to be had, right? And I think that would benefit everyone. I mean, unless they're a narcissist, that no, that's not going to help nothing. But I feel the thing that would behoove everyone involved is if a conversation is had, because like I said, your person is on the dark side of the sword. My caps are on the light side of the sword. So caps have clarity. You guys are getting like a clear vision of where it is you want to go and what it is you want to do, right? But your person, it's almost like them kind of being left out of it, which is an interesting dynamic. It's like And I feel like with my group 4 people where that suspicion could come in, because it's almost like Cap is inspired and motivated. And I feel it's more or less just because, you know, stuff is working out for y'all, but it's like your person doesn't really understand where that motivation and that inspiration is coming from. And because they're already in a disempowered state, it's like it's causing them to like rehearse negativity in a sense. And where this can become a whole clusterfuck here, because I see this happen all the time in therapy, is like, it's not saying that Cap has malicious intentions, right? And I mean, my guys were just like, I'm not saying that Cap has malicious intentions. I'm going to tell you what the means. It's the fact that it's like it's not seeing the whole picture, right? If Cap already has it made up in their mind where your person is, it's like, oh my gosh, you're so toxic and you're so negative. You're going to want to create distance because you don't want their negativity to overshadow your positivity, right? But you're not saying that to them, right? So your person is trying to figure out what's happening. And it's the thought of that distance that's being created because Capricorn is trying to protect like this little, you know, flash of sunshine you got. I'm trying to hold on to this for dear life, right? So you're creating distance to protect that so it's not robbed from you. But not being clear with your person causes your person to go into the snake energy of like, are they dating someone else? Are they dealing with someone else? Like, are they up to something? And you know, so they're getting all of these thoughts because they're already in a disempowered place, right? So it's hard for them to think positively about the fact of there's like a boundary here. You feel what I'm saying? Because Capricorn is trying to self-protect. You feel what I'm saying? So they're going like into a spiral. So the thing that would behoove the both of you, if there was actually like a conversation to like clarify, I can't freaking talk, clarify, to clarify what it is that's actually happening here, right? And that's where I feel you guys can get back to how it is that you feel about each other, right? And actually have this new beginning, and that energy of motivation could help this person. Because that's another thing I'm seeing with that. It's like another reason why this person could be like holding themselves into this place is because it's like the perception of the rug is being pulled from under me again. It's like hypothetically, like I lost my job and I've been in this crappy place, and all of a sudden my partner is like getting this really great job and things are going really good for them, and now they're distancing themselves from me. So it's like, you know, here goes another bad thing that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that that makes sense, Capricorn. And I hope that that helps. Y'all let me know in the comments, y'all, because this is very fascinating. This is one of those readings where I feel like, damn it, I want to do an extended so bad, because it's like, I really want to play out what the heck is happening here. But, you know, I haven't done extendeds for these. So, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. I love your freaking face, and I'll see you guys sooner than later, my friends. Kiss, kiss. I know it's lame. So am I. Kiss, kiss, bitch.